Paul says that God presented him as an atoning sacrifice in his blood, received through faith, to demonstrate his righteousness. And here's where I want y'all to plug in. Because in his restraint, God passed over the sins previously committed. God in his forbearance had passed over the sins of those Old Testament saints who trusted in the coming Messiah. At the cross, those sins were no longer passed over, they were paid for. So that Christ, when he died on the cross, he paid for all of the former sins that God had passed over up until that time. The idea really is that through the animal sacrifices of the Old Testament, those who looked in faith to the coming Messiah had their sins covered by a sort of IOU, or promissory note. That temporary covenant was redeemed for full payment at the cross. The work of Jesus on the cross freed God from the charge that he lightly passed over sin committed before the cross. Those sins were passed over for a time, but they were